Hello once again and welcome back to Lab 9. This is the third and final part of the lecture where we will begin talking about both primitive and advanced bony fishes. This slide is an introduction to the various adaptations you can see in primitive bony fishes, which we will discuss throughout the first half of the lecture. The first adaptation is the bony fish's fusiform body shape. This is obviously not new, but still highly adaptive to their aquatic lifestyle. This shape is similar to that of a torpedo and is quite streamlined to aid in moving through the water. Unlike sharks, bony fishes have a diversity of external coverings. The fish can either have scute or ganoid scales. Scute, Latin for shield, form bony plates that are often modified to be keeled or spiny. Ganoid scales, on the other hand, are diamond-shaped and connected by peg and socket joints. In this group, we see the introduction of one of their unifying traits, the operculum. This consists of a series of bones that creates a flap that covers the gills. Unlike many sharks, the operculum allows bony fishes to breathe while not swimming. On top of that, it also protects the gills and may aid in feeding. Another major adaptation of bony fishes is the swim bladder. This balloon-like structure pictured here aids in maintaining neutral buoyancy within the water column. There are two different methods for filling and adjusting the swim bladder. The first method, and the one displayed by the primitive teleosts, is referred to as physostomus. Within these fishes, there is a tubular connection to the gut that allows the fish to adjust the swim bladder by gulping and burping air. This may be obligatory or facultative. There is, however, one major disadvantage to this method of adjusting the swim bladder. Fish who are physostomes are generally restricted to shallow habitat with access to atmospheric oxygen. That means that many of these fish are often bottom feeders with the aid of adaptations such as barbels and mouth placement on the underside or facing downward. Moving on to our final group for this lab, the more advanced bony fish. With this group, we will see a variation in body shape, fewer bones in the skeleton, and the reintroduction of the protrusible jaw we first saw in the cartilaginous fishes. Once again, we will discuss the adaptations more in depth in the following slides. As I said before, with that loss of requirement for that fusiform body shape, we begin to see more of a variety of shapes and sizes of body forms. You will also notice a change in the fin position. They have shifted forward, increasing maneuverability. Along with the increased variation in body shapes and sizes, we also see an increase in diversity of fins. Advanced teleosts have a two-lobed dorsal fin with both spiny and soft rays. In general, there has also been an increase in the number of fins, all of which leads to an increase in maneuverability and speed. Many fish have spines that may be used for defense and offense. For example, the lionfish pictured here has venomous dorsal spines, but these adaptations are not only seen in brightly colored saltwater fish. You will see them in our native species as well. For example, the brook stickleback can lock its spines in place and make predation very uncomfortable. As I said when we discussed sharks, the protrusible jaw goes through convergent evolution. First you see it in the sharks, then it is not present in the primitive bony fish. However, it then makes a reappearance in the more advanced teleosts. Advanced bony fish protrude their face, pushing out their jaws so the mouth expands and the water rushes in with food. Largemouth bass can actually expand their mouths so wide that they can suck in an entire duck. I stated earlier that there were two methods for adjusting the swim bladder. The first was gulping and burping the air, which is seen in the primitive teleosts. The advanced bony fishes showcase the second method, utilizing gases from the bloodstream. Fish that use this method, physoclists, have more precision and have a broader range of habitats they can occupy. Unlike a shark's heterocercal tail, the homocercal tail found in bony fishes has symmetrical lobes. Just like with many aspects of fish, the homocercal tail has a large diversity of forms, some of which you can see in the diagram pictured here. All of these forms allow for the elimination of the need for correction, an aspect of heterocercal tails. Another major adaptation for these fishes is the lateral line. This system of sense organs is used to detect movement and vibrations in the water, sense pressure waves, and in some fishes it acts as an electroreceptor. All of this helps the fish with spatial awareness, its ability to navigate, orientate, and carry out predation and social schooling. For the advanced bony fishes, there are two different types of scales we will look at. These fish can either have ctenoid or cycloid scales. Ctenoid scales are generally edged with small teeth and found on fishes with spiny rays, whereas cycloid scales have a smooth margin and are typically on fishes with soft fin rays. As you recognize the diversification of fish morphology and adaptations, it is important to be aware of the diversity of life cycles and thus migrations. There are approximately 6 different terms that refer to types of fish migration, but the two you are responsible for are anadromy and protomodromous. Anadromy is when the fish spawn in freshwater and live as an adult in saltwater. Many of you probably recognize certain species of salmon as a common example. Protomodromous fish are migratory but only in freshwater. An example of this are sea lampreys. Well, that is all I have for you right now. At this time, you should be able to complete the rest of the exercises. Don't forget your lab check is due Friday, April 3rd by 11:59 p.m. Have a fantastic day.